What up, y'all? Was checking out this piece on Monica. This interview with Monica. We can go through this together. Y'all got a little time today, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all to get used to the videos now. I mean, as far as the videos, when I'm really sitting here and live speaking on it, it's I'm kind of just going through it, and I just create when I create it and just let it fly, let it rip. But Monica, let's listen to it. Hold on, let me bring this back. I'm really the most forgotten if you think about it. I'm pretty much the underdog, but I sit very comfortably in it because I can still go where I want, do what I want, live how I want. But when I say that I am often forgotten, I was hosting the Soul Train Awards, was nominated for 5, 3 of my songs in one category, and still lost. Ooh. But I went out to eat and kicked my regular after. I was not bothered because that's not what I do it for. That is really my point when I say that oftentimes I'm forgotten in those spaces. What we all want to know in this room is what did it. Let me pause it right there. Let's talk about it. I ain't got too much research in front of me, but I'm just thinking about it. Is Monica forgotten? Like, all right, come on. Let's be real. One of the first things, though, Monica, you came out at a time, what, about 15, 16-year-old? What, that just one of them days? I remember that video. I mean, vividly. Because this was around my era, even just growing up. Here was one then in the situation. He was always going to be compared to Brandy. Brandy was chosen. Now, y'all got to remember, too, even with R&B, I'm trying to think, was Aaliyah even out yet? I don't even think Aaliyah had even came out yet. Aaliyah was a little bit later in the 90s. Aaliyah was probably about 9, 8, 9, 9, maybe something like that, when she first came out. So you got Monica and Brandy. The same way hip hop is, when it's one woman at a time, that's how R&B is. Especially in that type of realm when it's like young, I ain't gonna say young hip hop, but it's like a young artist, R&B. Y'all were the only two. And it was cool. Later on in life, y'all ended up working together. But it was always said you had to pick or choose either Brandy or Monica. That's how Monica was somewhat forgotten. I mean, like she said, those accolades that she just said, I wouldn't have never guessed or the thought of it. I mean, we definitely knew she was popular. But let's just face it, she didn't have a TV show. She didn't have the commercialism that Brandy had. And it's even sad that we got to compare, but that's really what's going to be the bottom line, to where some people may forget about some things that Monica did or brought to the game. She was singing over hip hop beats. Like, if you really think about it, though, Monica was kind of like ushering in that whole when we was about to go to neo soul before we went there. I mean, if you kind of understand where I'm kind of taking this, she was like that John A. and that, this and that, this. What was that song she had? Because I want to say Malik from Illegal was on the song, because they was on the same label. What they all with Rowdy? If I'm not, I don't want to throw too many things out there, because again, I'm saying on the top of the head. I'm just a hip hop head, and I'm just remembering some of these things. It's all coming back to me right now. But I remember that song she had, like this and like that. That had like one of them hip hop type beats. And like I say, that's early 90s, like 93, 94. So that's kind of like right before that whole Badu and D'Angelo and all that. Like I say, John A. and all them. But she's a young female. So she's being taken serious, but not being taken serious. They not knowing that this young girl they don't think she had the capacity to speak up in all these things when she is being shunned of awards, like how she just said. I don't remember what actually age bracket that was when that happened,
But some of the things that Monica did and was coming up with when she was growing up, it was at a time when it was always going to be overbearing and overshadowed by Monica's success. I mean, let's just face it, they was one of the two. And unfortunately, that's how music and hip hop is. They make you choose and pick. Because if we don't pick one, we're going to put y'all up against each other. Because it wasn't too many of y'all, especially at that time. And then, like I say, Aaliyah came, and to be honest with you, Aaliyah didn't really get her. No, I take that back. Aaliyah got her just due because she was in movies and other things too. Monica, I think she might have had like a spot guest appearance on maybe a show or two, if I'm recollecting right. But she didn't take acting and go in like Brandy did, or like how Aaliyah did. And the acting is what helped Aaliyah like get over the hump even more. I mean, working with the likes of DMX and all of that, and doing multiple movies. And unfortunately, her untimely demise made her even a bigger star. I mean, people can say what you want, but when you passed away, you really going through the roof then. I mean, that's a well-known fact, unfortunately. And the special was already good. So, although Aaliyah was after Brandy and them, if I'm recollecting right, I'm saying they all had a time when they all was there. But I'm talking about they actually straight up early prime, being 15, 16 years old. She was a little bit after them. But Monica, she gets respect. And then again, it take interviews like this for her to speak on it. Sometimes you have to remind people. It's like when they did the verses. That's when verses, it was like an undertone in the verses and that's what verses is for. Verses was there to remind people right there in that moment, at that space of the hits I have, or the songs I wrote, or just the accomplishments. That's when you was able to get your shit off. That verses show helped a lot of people to be on tour and be doing shows right now, doing interviews right now. It woke people up because the world is moving so fast. If I remember correct, hers was against Brandy, wasn't it? I mean, because I didn't watch all the verses, because after a while they got a little bit, it was, I don't say doing too much, but it wasn't even, it ran its course. So, but shout out to Monica though. She has a dog in the fight when she bring up this subject of how people may overlook some things that she did because she was early in the game. Just one of them days. I remember that because I remember everybody used to always say it was about women being on a period. I mean, I don't know how true that was. I did heard a couple of other things. People say that's not what the song was about. But I know when we was younger, we used to be like, okay, that's what the song is about. But I don't know if she actually just came out of heaven and said that that's what the song was actually about. I don't know, but I do remember her sitting on that curve. I remember her sitting on that curve singing, all of that. I mean, Monica, she has her presence, and she did what she did. She deserved to be in the conversation for something. I can't speak on it too much because I wasn't buying her music. I wasn't studying her catalog like I was a Mary or something like that, or even how I was a Brandy. And I didn't buy Brandy. I mean, that's not my cup of tea, but I definitely know who these women are, and I know that they deserve their recognition. And then especially as they grow older and being more mature like this and being grown, and if they was to put out more material at this age, I think the respect level of it'll be respected more now. Not when I say now, I mean as far as like if she was to put out a contemporary adult album now, the same way like how Usher got his run and stuff like that. Some people hold on year after year after year after year after year. You got to understand and remember the music. It's quick to forget someone. You take 2 years off, it's easy to be forgotten because it's about five other people that are clones of you trying to come in and just fill that void that you left. So it's easy to be forgotten. And in all actuality, Monica was one of the lucky ones because she didn't get too overshadowed by Brandy. If you really think about it, she was the one to be the competition. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like she was the Maya. And no disrespect to Maya, But it ain't like she was like artists like those who just was coming through the ranks and would just come and go one single here and didn't stick around long enough to be in the conversation, to be that one person that's compared to the best, and or even debatable of who's the best. You rather be that person to be in the conversation of who's the best than to be that person who's just looked at as one of the clones, so to say. But like I said again, that's not no disrespect to Maya or any artist, but she's just the first one that came to my mind off the top of my head, who was like just a young female artist that was just real young, that kind of could have, that they were trying to just push and just get up in that mix, but it is what it is. Y'all put in the comments though. Do y'all feel that Monica is underrated? Do y'all feel that she has more to give to the game and she get more notoriety for what she did? Y'all gonna put it in the comments. Tell me how y'all feel about that. Get with y'all in a minute. Rap talk.